Hi, my name is Anna. I am an illustrator and I've been running D&D for roughly 7 years. The world I run in is my own homebrew creation called Tarot, and I'm currently preparing to run the 11th campaign in this setting. It is a high fantasy world that I've put lots of time into, so I have a lot of information to discuss. Today, we will be discussing one of the ancestries present in it, the Mar. Deep beneath the oceans of the mortal realm, creatures of massive size stir in the shadows. The waves are a mercy, placed by Lady Willow the blooming god to hide what humans were never meant to see. But even here there is mortal life, a strange ancestry of marine humans known as the Mar. The Mar resemble other humans but with prominent fish-like or aquatic features. Many have scales or fins and a wide range of coral-like skin tones, though some are less familiar with features such as those of an octopus, shark, or other marine animal. Nearly 900 years before the current age, the Mar were ruled by 9 great Kraken lords, tyrants created by the gods in order to wipe out mortals when they stole true magic from their halls. This war between mortals and the divine is known as the Scorching. At the end of the Scorching, the Mar managed to drive out their lords, killing some but driving most so deep into the oceans that they could not exert control over them. Now free from their oppressors, the Mar have flourished in the oceans of the mortal realm. Mar settlements can be found in every corner of the ocean, as well as along coastlines or on islands. Some Mar live in freshwater lakes and rivers such as the Moonglance Lake in Netherfell, though their numbers are far fewer than their ocean kin. They are known for their vast underwater mining operations, leading them to be rich in metals and gemstones that they mine from their coral mazes. They are also proficient smiths, using the water to naturally cool the metal they forge. This has led to their knowledge of mariner steel, also known as ocean steel, a metal of bluish coloration that is infused with the elemental magic of water and is one of the Arcana Metallis, the various forms of magical steel present in the realms. This metal is stronger and lighter than steel, and far more capable of accepting aquamancy than other forms of metal. It is used in almost all armor and weapons the Mar make, being uniquely suited to fighting underwater. The Mar rarely share the methods of creating ocean steel, though water genies seem to share this knowledge. Perhaps so did the dwarves. Mar can often seem alien to others, reacting strangely or simply having an off-putting appearance, though most Mar cultures do encourage kind-hearted goodness in their people. The most persistent enemies of the Mar are the Cancernite Covenant, a group of vaguely humanoid, crustacean-like monsters united under the vile and treacherous Crab King. The Cancernites are vicious warriors thought to be touched by the magic of giants, and once served as the army of the Kraken Lords many years ago. Alright, so that's the lore. As for the art, I kind of repeatedly struggled over the years to make Mar look half decent. There's a lot of variations where I kind of just made them like people with scales or odd skin tones, or like with like small like marine features, like fish features. Though I eventually settled on the idea that they kind of all look like different types of animals. It's probably there's another ancestry called wolf hunters in the world that have a similar kind of variation, and they are related. Though I do think the appearance is kind of consistent in families, it's passed down. It is, for lack of a more mystical term, it is genetic. If both your parents look like squid people, you're probably gonna look like a squid people. In this art, I drew the character in lots of mariner steel. All the blue metal on it is mariner steel. I kind of wanted to give him a very regal kind of warrior vibe, like he's maybe like extremely competent and very fashionable. Though I obviously have based this specific illustration off hammerhead sharks. I love the way that type of shark looks. I think it's so strange that it really works to capture the oddness of Mar. They are very lacking in conventional social Skills. A Mar might be very charismatic and very good in interacting with other Mar, but they're probably the most disconnected from the rest of the world out of all of the ancestries, so I wanted to make that clear in their characterization. I imagine this guy fighting with the trident. That's definitely a trident of fish command. I think generally things like tridents of fish command or mariner's armor, kind of water themed magic items, would generally in tarot be made out of mariner's steel. I imagine this Mar using it to fight the Cancer Knights. I think that's probably where he is, and from the like how decorative his armor is and all that, he's probably fairly decorated in that field. As for Mar characters in campaigns I've run, I think only one player character has been a Mar. They're a more recent addition. I've always had the idea of fish people being a thing, and there's been various different versions of them. I, at one point, did abandon the Mar completely, mostly because I lost their name. I forgot that I had made fish people, and in one campaign they were called Shikari, and they were all shark themed, but since then I've relegated that to a singular culture among the other Mar. This is of course after rediscovering the document of the old ancestries I was using, and I realized, oh my god, I already have this. Why am I world building again? But the one player character was a fathomless warlock, a fathomless patron warlock, in service of the Lord of the Sin of Greed, one of the Wickeds or demons in tarot. And he was themed after, I believe it was a moray eel and just sharks in general. He was this long he had a snake-like lower body that was like very eel-like, that kind of trailed behind him. At that point, Mar did have the ability to Little Mermaid themselves and give themselves either a fish tail or human tails at will. But this character generally was terrible at walking with human legs, so chose mostly to just wiggle along on this long body. And that was one of my favorite characters. I love this character. His name was Kaldor, and currently he is somewhere as a ginormous, colossal, sea monster. That character is now known in its monster form as the Chained Cacarius. As far as mechanics go, the Mar, like every ancestry in tarot, gain an increase to one ability score by 2 and a different ability score by 1, or an increase to 3 different scores by 1. They are medium-sized humanoids, their average lifespan is 80 years, and they have a walking speed of 30 feet and a swimming speed of 40 feet. Their unique features are Wave Burst and Seaborn. I will go through the wording of both. Wave Burst. Your people have learned to outmaneuver even the fastest swimmers, a talent that has unintended uses on land. Once per short rest, as a bonus action, you can cause a burst of water or air behind you, moving you up to twice your speed in any direction without provoking attacks of opportunity. If this ends your movement mid-air, you fall at the end of your current turn. I imagine a Mar character shooting water behind them to speed up in a chase or launching themselves across a battlefield to reposition themselves. I wanted them to seem innately connected to water and storm magic, so they have a very good maneuverability option in this. I also wanted them to be kind of slippery, able to get out of situations that are not so good for them quite easily, like a fish escaping a shark. Seaborn. You can breathe air and water, and you have resistance to lightning damage. The first part of this is pretty self-explanatory. They are fish people, so they can breathe underwater. For about 2 years, I didn't realize this was missing until I recently looked back over it, which is honestly very in character for me. I forget things like this all the time. On the other hand, Krakens in D&D have tons of abilities that deal lightning damage, and so I wanted to give them some sort of adaptation to that. They have a lot of lightning-themed things. They're kind of associated a lot with lightning. So they have resistance to lightning damage. They also have dark vision out to 120 feet, useful for those swimming in the deep ocean or traveling through unlit coral mines. Additionally, for languages, most Mar can speak Terran and Mar, and so gain them as languages. Though if any of my players asked to change one of those languages, I would absolutely be okay with that if they were raised in a different culture or something like that. Lastly, the simple mechanics I used for Mariner's Steel is the following. Weapons crafted from Mariner's Steel ignore the detriments of fighting in water, stuff like any disadvantage or detriments to the range of ranged weapons. 2. Armor crafted from Mariner's Steel grants you a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. Pretty self-explanatory. Not all forms of Mariner's Steel give these specific benefits, but in general, these are the common properties. Things like Mariner armor would give one part of this, but then sometimes it's just like mithril or adamantine armor reflavored, and sometimes it has more special abilities. Thank you for watching or listening. I do hope to do more of these for other ancestries or other parts of the world in tarot. I am excited to hear what you think of the Mar. Have a great day. Jesus.